You need to determine two important things before finishing your basic bee bottles. Does your jurisdiction require you to register your beehive?
Why would the state want me to register my bees?
So the state bee inspector can pay you a visit and inspect your hive. I can't tell you if your state, county, and/or city require you to register your apiary. You will need to ask your Department of Agriculture or go online to determine this. At the time of this video, some states do not require registration, some do, and in others it is optional. Some are free and some have a fee to register. And the fines for failure to register can be quite high in a few states. There may be other registration requirements for importing, exporting, or transporting your bees in your state. Since we are focused on backyard or small beekeepers, we aren't going to cover that. Besides, if you are transporting bees, you should already know the regulations. Does your jurisdiction require movable frames? Your hive could have fixed comb, top bar comb, or framed comb. Fixed comb is just that. It doesn't come out of the hive. This is what bees do in nature. Top bar comb just has a bar at the top. The rest of the comb is unsupported. The advantages are that top bars are cheaper, quicker, and easier to construct. Also, the bees build in a manner that is natural to them. The disadvantages are that the comb is subject to damage by rough handling and cannot be put into a traditional honey extractor. In contactless beekeeping, this should not be an issue since you aren't going to be opening up the hive and pulling out the comb every couple of weeks or using a honey extractor. Framed comb is supported on all four sides. The advantages are that the comb is well supported, thus harder to damage through handling, can be repositioned easily in other slots in the hive or even in another hive, and that the frame fits into a traditional honey extractor, allowing you to remove the honey while preserving the comb. Although they cost a bit more, the disadvantages are few, except that there are not yet any commercially available frames for odd-shaped hives such as our bottles. There is a crowdfunding effort for a frame system for bottles called the Parker-McGregor Hive System. More on that in a later video. Stay tuned to the end for a list of the components you will need for the next video. With that out of the way, top bars and framed comb is usually considered as movable. If your jurisdiction only calls for movable frames, then either of these two choices should work since they can both be removed from the hive. Why does this matter? Remember that state bee inspector? If your jurisdiction requires movable frames, he is going to want to open your hive and pull out some frames. A careful understanding of the language of your laws applies here. For example, Michigan state law does not specify movable frames, but the city of Ypsilanti does require them. Some states don't specify removable frames, some just specify removable frames, while others require movable frames for brood comb. You might even be in compliance with your state apiary laws by only having one frame in each hive body, so check the wording of your state's Apiary Act carefully. One other thing, your jurisdiction may not require you to register your hive or specify removable frames, but they may have laws regarding where you can keep your bees on your property. Many of these laws are common courtesy or best practices, but you should know if they apply to you. After you know what kind of comb support you need to have in your jurisdiction, watch the next video in the series to learn how you can make a basic bottle hive. Not sure whether to use a round or square bottle? We have a video to help you decide that too.